All right, we are live once again. Hey, it is I, Nathan Bonner. I am the artist of Indavo and soul writer, director, animator, background designer, character designer. Do everything. Okay. Except for the voices. Occasionally I step in and do a voice, but mostly everything except for the voices, including the music. I'm the only one to blame, honestly. And hey, we'll be doing some animation today in Moho. I should also point out that I am also the interior artist for the Big Muddy Monster, the true life tale of Murfreesboro, detailing Murfreesboro, Illinois' very own cryptid, large Bigfoot-ish type of creature. Anyway, and the Big Muddy Monster Festival was last weekend. It is quite successful. Looking forward to it next year. And issue 3. Ooh, stay tuned. Anyway, today, work continues on Indavo 3.0, episode 3, roughly at somewhere in the 16-minute mark, to be honest. And the scene count is scene 187. When last we left our heroes, they are now in the have left the office of Smarth, and we are now catching into some conspiratorial discussion between Smarth, his top talent Selexis, and the nefarious Spumate. So let us see what we've got in store today. So, first thing what we need to do is we need to save as. Oh, there's some Selexis heads from our output from the previous scene. And 87, we're going to go down to here, double click on that file folder, and we're just going to save this as shot 187. Kapow. All right, and let's get some assets into place. So we're going to go to our import, and we're going to import in an image first, and we're going to grab this background image here. Background image already pre-rendered in Blender. Didn't want to have you sit around watching my Blender renders. Woo. Bit of a tongue twister. There, we don't. No. Save some time here. And some impatience. All right, save again. All right, let's go here. Let's grab that audio file since we've got it right here on the top. Boom. Smarth is speaking in the scene. Okay, let's go to our kind of organizer here and slide that over to the 1 second mark. That's where he'll start speaking. And there he is speaking. And we'll have it just go out to 9. Boop. Just give it an extra little bit of space for editing. There probably won't be much animation after the 8 second anyway. So, okay, now we need Mr. Smarth. So let's go get Mr. Smarth. All right, so let's go to Import, Moho Object, and go back to the Indavo, to the Animation Resources, to Characters, to the down the list of, wow, Cast of Thousands, Smarth. Okay, so Smarth is like 8 foot tall, but he's built like he's short. Yes, Peter Dinklage in Infinity War. I get that, yes, but actually no. The original inspiration for his appearance was actually from an episode of 1984's Mighty Orbots, trapped on the prehistoric planet, where a fellow by the name of Mentalis, he's actually blue and short, but I thought it'd be kind of cool if he was actually 8 foot tall, but still built like that. So that's where Smarth originally kind of come from, and Sydney Greenstreet, of course. Some wonderful voice work here from John Lipp. He did a spectacular job with this. Made my dialogue sound good, which, that takes some work to mark a professional. So let's go in. Let's kind of go in here. Okay, looking at the storyboard, looks like we're really close up on him. So let's get really close up on him. There we go. Make sure his mouth is still in shot. All right, there we go. Let's get that first starting pose ready. The thing with Smarth is that I tend to always have one eye kind of squinted and the other eye a little bulging. Just, I don't know. It does say that I'm definitely up to something here when I'm talking to you. Has that kind of comments. So we're just going to continue with that. We're going to get a little bit closer here to him because we cannot be too far away because Slux is actually hanging on his shoulder right now, well, leaning on it, let's say.
No.
All right. Now, before we do anything else, let's set the mouth layer to respond to the audio wave file. Get that lip sync going. So we're going to go down here. Head is already open. We're going to scroll down to the mouth. There's only one. Oh, gosh. Well, there is a side mouth, but there's a smile here. I'm going to double click on that smile. And I'm going to bring this over here so you can see this. Okay, boom, layer settings. This is the smile panel. So you've got your sub layers as normal with closed up to 5, and then 5 is the widest the mouth opens. And I do not do phonetic lip syncing. I've been over this many times. But let's go over it one more time. I do the lip flap thing like anime does because it's less work. I'd have to use a subprogram called Papagayo and then type in all the dialogue again. And this just kind of saves a little bit of time. And if it's ever translated into Norwegian, it will look great. Because you never know. All right. So then that's it. Okay, let's check it out.
Now, my dear, you mustn't disparage.
Let's just see how this goes.
Now, my dear, you mustn't disparage Spumati. He's got a keen eye and the temerity to come to us.
Excellent. Those lip flaps look really good. All right. I like that it does a lot of the work for you. Saves time. Very handy. Very handy.
Now.
Okay, so now, as he says, now, what we're going to do is start the animation process. All right, so we're going to move it out to here. This is going to be his first one. We're going to have him move up to here. And he's going to probably turn his head ever so slightly. So let's grab that head turn. And there we go to that. All right, let's put that over to here. Let's get those eyes moving over. And let's flip the eyeballs positioning. Okay, well that's a very straightforward between the keyframes. What we can do to add a little bit more life to this is what we could do is we're just going to go ahead and get this onto a blink. I'm going to take the head up down. I'm going to kind of move it right about to here. A little bit more life there, see? Okay, what I'll put there.
Now, my dear, you mustn't.
Let's kind of put it to right there. To hold.
Now, my dear, you mustn't despair.
I'll add in blanks later, more permanent blanks later, but let's get some of this eye work done here.
You mustn't despair. You mustn't disparage Spumati.
And there.
Keen eye.
Okay, just kind of adjusting this a little bit. I'm not talking too much since he's doing all the talking. He likes to hear himself talk, that's for sure. Wow.
Got a keen eye. And the temerity to come to us.
eyes back up and rearrange what he's looking at. He'd be looking at Mr. Spumate now instead of select this. So we're just going to readjust these eyes a little bit here. This is all, of course, smartphone control rigs, which I've set up before. Yeah, there are several other live streams you can take a look at, and if you're curious about that, if you're new to this nonsense, where I go pretty in depth into character rigging. And let's see here, move that over a little bit more, change that head turn, make sure he's looking at him.
Temerity to come to us.
Just a little bit more movement.
Temerity to come to us.
All right, let's see what this all looks like. All right, let's hit save. Let's hit reset view once it finishes saving. Sorry. Okay, let's see where we go. Here we go.
Now, my dear, you mustn't disparage Spumati. He's got a keen eye and the temerity to come to us.
Excellent. That's exactly what we're looking for right there. Great. Beautiful. Wonderful. All right. Moving right along. Let's add a few more blinks into here. So we got one
Now,
there.
my dear, you mustn't disparage Spumati.
All right. Let's get back out to the control rig. Part of the problems. We're going to put a blink in here.
You mustn't disparage Spumati. He's got a keen eye. The temerity to come to us. Temerity to come to us. Us.
There we go. Excellent. That looks pretty good. I'm going to say that's a... ready? So to render out, since I'm doing the recompositing, of course, in After Effects. So we're just going to render out the character. I did put the background in there just for my reference, and maybe your reference too. But we're not rendering it out right now. Sometimes I do render out the background separately in Moho if there's any sort of camera movement. There's sort of parallaxing going on, but nothing like that this time. So we're not doing that. Okay, so let's go to export this animation. We're going to do image sequence, and we're going to choose where we're going. We're going to choose that folder, and we're going to find episode 3. Wow. Okay, so, and we're going to choose episode 3, and we're going to go to 187. All right, here we go. And we're going to make, there's no render folder here, so we're going to make a render folder called renders. And select that. Okay, everything's right. And we're going to hit this, and it's going to render out. And it is blazing along really good. So, not bad, not bad. All right, while that's happening, we're going to go ahead and get our After Effects ready to go. So let's bring in After Effects. Wow, you can see that there's been a lot of progress here. Wow, I've been busy. Whew. Too busy by half. Okay, let's try this. Okay, we're going to go into shot 187 here. Boom. Okay. Twirl that little arrow down. Spin that little arrow down. Twirl it, spin it. Terminology changes depending on who's doing these things. Tweak it down? That doesn't sound right. Not at all. Alrighty then, let's say 9 seconds seems to be what we're going to do, and I just set that off screen so you didn't see any of that. Apologies. Okay, let's import some stuff. Oh, we've already imported our last shot. Let's go to here. Okay, let's add in the background, boom, and the sound file. Okay. Now, before we do anything else, let's make sure that that is right on there. Make sure that's over there. Okay. We're going to go to one of the previous shots here. There's Smart and select this. We're going to grab this composite layer that I have already kind of made up and just chuck that in there like so. I'm going to set this to fit up to 100 so we can see everything. Excellent. Okay, let's go back down to the background layer. Or back up to here, actually. And let's hit save, just so we have everything saved. Remember, save often. And let's grab Mr. Smar's PNG sequence. And it says, oh, that immediately recognized that that one PNG was the first of many and imported all in that number sequence. So we're going to reinterpret this footage because it comes in at 30 frames per second. We're at 24. Why? I don't know, but there we go. It's easy to fix. So let's scale Mr. Smart up just a little bit so some of our highlighting edges effects won't show up on the top of the screen. That's where the cutoff is. And as you can see, he's transparent, and the background shows through. That's the PNG using an alpha channel. It's really quite intuitive and very nice and handy. All of the above. So, okay, well, we need a few things. So let's go ahead and see what we can grab here. Oh, there's the gang. Let's go and top layer here. We're just going to grab these two right here. And, I think I ran into problems with that. I don't think I want that. Now, I think I'm going to grab the Indavo top layer here. And just grab these two here because I think that's functioning much better. Things kind of went off the rails. I don't tend to reset everything, especially from scene to scene once we're in a certain lighting situation. I tend to set it once and then copy it from shot to shot to shot, to composition to composition to composition. It saves time since it's similar. And then you can also, once you paste it in, you can tweak it to your character if you need to. So we're just going to hit paste it, boom, and there it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to go into layer styles, and we are going to do a little bit of editing on this gradient pattern to get it kind of more down, like right about there. I'm going to break the opacity up just right about to there. Okay. You see, you play with it a little bit. Okay, one other thing I need from this shot is from the FX control panel, and we need this light sweep. The light sweep is actually, there's sunlight behind Mr. Smart. We're going to move the origin, move that origin over to here. Okay, and we'll move that over there, and boom, there we go. Make sure that highlights on that edge, and it does. Move back a little bit further. Just adds a little bit of extra highlight to the highlight that's already there. Okay, so that is looking pretty good. Let's go and take a look at everything, make sure we've got everything where we need it. Okay, let's go to preview and let's see what Mr. Smarth has to say.
Now, my dear, you mustn't disparage Spumati. He's got a keen eye and the temerity to come to us.
Excellent. All right, hey, that is one Smart. So we're going to add him to the render queue. How? Let's go ahead and set this up in the render queue. Oh, there it is. How? Okay, let's choose our destination for our rendered file. And, ooh. Let's see here. We're going to double click into that. Bow, plow, and hit render. And success. That is the sound of success. All right, so bam, that's one scene. All right, let's go back to Moho then. All right, that went pretty good. Not bad at all. All right, let's go to another new one. And let's close out the other one. And this is the, Moho always opens up a stock scene from the program. And it's usually called Untitled One or something like that. And there's a variety of them over the years. Some of them are kind of neat. It shows you how things can be done, so they're interesting to pick apart once you kind of open them. I recommend if you're new to that you do that. So, I mean, there's more types of animation and more appearances than the type I'm doing. This is just my style. I mean, you could do, almost like, animate paintings if you wanted to. It is that robust of a system. I don't, because that's not my style, so it's not what I'm trying to achieve here. I'm trying to achieve this kind of quasi animated series anime-esque look. So, yeah. All right. So, let's also get out the highlighter and go over to the book of storyboards and put a circle on scene 1 87. I'm using, what I do is I use the blank storyboard book from Amazon. It is from Make It Happen Publishing Incorporated, 200 pages. There are 9 little boxes for your storyboards on each page with text lines underneath and scene and shot blanks where you can fill out that information and the production, the artist doing it, the date, the page of blah blah blah, whatever. So I mean, it's really a handy tool. So available on Amazon.com. I have this pretty well filled up now, and I will need a new one for episode 5, which I will start storyboarding probably sometime this fall once production is done on episode 3. I try to stay at least an episode ahead, at least have one full. When I go into an episode, I want to have the following episode already storyboard. So when I begin 4, I want 5 already done. So I'm gonna have to get moving on that. Whew. Anyhow, let us move on to the image that we need. Okay, so this is the background file. Okay, let's take a look. Smarth has some interesting taste in art, and it is perhaps a little tacky, but that would be him. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in Mr. Spumate. Go to no, we'll just do that again. Okay, let's go to here. Let's go to import. We're going to do audio file. Mr. Spumate's lines. We'll go here. Let's get into the organizer and sequencer. Sorry, organizer sequencer. Yeah, same thing. Wow, he talks for a long time. It looks like we're going out to 408 or 17 seconds. Oh, he's talking a long time. I didn't do the voice. No. Isaac Hicks did the voice and followed the brief quite well. So very Peter Lorre-esque is this delivery, which is great, but not spot on Peter Lorre. The lads at Termite Terrace, and if you don't know who those guys are, they're the ones who made Looney Tunes and Warner Brothers. They call it Termite Terrace because it's kind of a shack on the back lot, so they were doing the Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes cartoons in. Anyway, they made Peter Lorre's caricature that we all think of with the sullen eyes and the kind of the teeth and everything, and the way he talks. That all became a hyper caricature, and I think made him even more famous. Anyway, it's in the public zeitgeist. Anyway, so kudos to those guys, and so that's what it was more based on, rather than the original Peter Lorre himself. Although that would have been fine as well, but still fun times. I'm a terrible ham when it comes to writing. terrible ham. Okay, so let's get some people into this scene. Okay, we are going to have 3 people in this scene actually. There are going to be 3 parsons here, so let's go grab them. Okay, so let's go into animation, into characters, sorry, into Selexis, and let's get the enforcer mode here. Okay, let's kind of get her into the right size that she should be. Going to be right about here. Yeah, right about there, and right about that size, I think. Yes, okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get Mr. Smarth into a starting position. He'll be the next one in the depth order. Yes, I will do the masking so that she'll appear to be behind the desk once we're in After Effects. So she'll be over the desk, and so will Smarth, until they're imported into After Effects, at which time I will apply a mask, and that will cut them off at the appropriate levels. Alrighty, alright, let's get him into his starting position. That's about right. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, because his legs would go up and be right about there, and that would mean that she's about right where she needs to be. She's going to be leaning on his shoulder a little bit. She does need to move up just as... No, wait, no. There we go. Alright, there we go. Excellent. Okay, now we need Mr. Spumate, our speaker, in this scene. So let us go to here, go to characters, and let's bring in our... Wow. What a continence. Only a face a mother could love, let me tell you. Yeah, well, he's okay, so Sparth and Spumate are blue, but they're not Turakonkans. they are definitely not Torokonkans. Torokonkans don't have noses, for one thing. They have similar ears and are shades of blue. So they're obviously from other planets, somewhere in the Triplanetary Alliance, I would suppose. So, anyway. So there, I guess, would be 2 other planets in the Alliance. But they're from one of those other 2 other planets. I would assume so. Where Selexis is from a distant world where not much is known about her, honestly, but she is a very popular performer in the nightclub and Vegas-esque circuit on the outer spiral arm here, on this side of the Antares Expanse. Secretly, though, she's one of the best for-hire enforcers in the galaxy. So, kind of like Boba Fett, but can put the moves down. So, not like Boba Fett at all. Anyway. Will she fall into a Sarlacc pit? I know that's what you're asking, and the answer is probably not. I don't think so. All right, so he's going to be in the foreground a little bit here. Okay. So, let's go ahead and... wait. Before we do anything else? Okay. So I only rig to 180 degrees. So from forward facing to them turned around, we can see their back. I don't do the 360 where they just would keep spinning around. What I do is I flip them horizontally, and then they can finish out the movement. So he's right now, his body turn would have been geared to go this way, so he spun around this way. But this way, he can get to his starting position, which is to my right here. Boom. And that is kind of what we're getting into right about here. Okay, so let's get into here. And there we go. We're going to put him into here. Get him roughly into position. Those eyes over. Go. Watch that shoulder there is getting a little out of control. There we go. Alright. So we don't cover up the collar with the arm. That's kind of the main thing. That shoulder's a little looser than I'd hoped it would be. Okay, so let's get his voice settled here. Going down to his mouth layer. He only has 1 mouth layer. His kind of creepy expression. Yeah, anything else that I need expression-wise, I can do with point animation and the actual layers, which that would be coming up. I don't know if we're going to get that out today. That's quite a few shots down the road, but we'll see. Yeah, so probably not. Let's see what's here.
The word is down across the entire sector.
Okay, let's see how he does here. Okay, so I'm going to apologize. So he'll be talking, and I won't try and talk over him. Let's hear what he has to say. Sorry.
The word is out across the entire sector. The Empire is looking for a Salon cargo ship and a wayward cargo handler. And they're offering more money than the Sandy Rock is worth.
Music to Small's ear. All right. Ears? Yeah. Maybe just 1 ear. Maybe tone deaf in the other one. I don't know. Did I do extra hands? Did I do extra hands? Oh, I do have a drink hand. Wait, he does not. He's not going to be drinking this time. He's not going to be drinking right now. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get Smarth into starting position. Ooh, gotta watch that shoulder there. There we go. All right. There we go. Much better, much better. Let's bring Smar's head down in the layer control panel so we can kind of get the impression that maybe he's paying more devious attention. Bum, bum, bum. All right, let's see. here. It's body turns okay. The head turn, let's do that just a scoosh over here, like so. And let's move his eyes, move them down so that he is directly looking at Mr. Spumate. Let's see. There we go. And I'll kind of make sure that that's offset properly on those eye sizes. Make sure that we can definitely get the understanding that he is not up to any good whatsoever. All right, so that's a good starting position for Mr. Smarth. Let's get Celexis into her slightly aloof, maybe not quite bored, but okay, so let's grab this one first. I'm going to rotate our hips over, and now we're going to move there to there. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and change the hand to side. Yes, bingo. We're just going to leave that, since it's basically black anyway, and you can't tell any details. That other hand is just going to stay a fist at the moment. Actually, yeah, I think, No, I will have it. She will put that arm. She's going to put that arm up here after all. I thought about it. I was like, yeah, maybe I won't. I don't know. All right, so there we go. Let's get in a little bit closer here to her and see how we're doing on those shoulders. Ew, not great. Let's bring that arm over a little bit. There we go. And let's bring that one up a little bit here. And that there. Ooh, gosh, dang it. Dad, blame it. There we go. Okay. A little bit of indifference. I mean, just another day, another dollar type of situation. For her. So let's see what's going on here. Reset view. Okay, there. Alright. This is a pretty good starting position. We'll come back to the their secondary animation once the primary animation is done. Let's get Mr. Spumate going here. Okay, let's select him. Let's hit save to make sure we got everything where we need it to be. And everything is where we need it to be. Alrighty then. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking a little bit in the back end here on the control panel for the actual stream. Sorry. I need a third screen to keep track of that stuff. Then I'd have to look at it. Okay. Oh, dang it. He still has this drink in his hand. I need to get rid of that. Okay, let's go back to here. Let's go to hand. There we go. Alright, full enough. Okay, so we want to keep the GUI in shot, and that's the GUI is the graphic user interface. It's very primitive. I could make buttons, but I never have. Turn it just a little bit more. Okay, make sure we get everything that we need in here. Okay, get those eyes down.
word is out across the
And no, we're not gonna do that like that. Oops, dang it. Sometimes I grab the wrong boats. This is unfortunately.
across the
Let's get rid of that. Sometimes I also don't get into the timeline properly. Two sets of keyframes. Sometimes that's necessary, but it is not here, so we're just going to forget that.
word is out across the word is out across the
See, and did that again. Yeah, well, it's okay.
across the
And again, dang it. Stop that right there. Okay.
entire sector.
There we go. Okay.
Across the entire sector. The the
Yep.
the empire the empire is looking
All right, just those eyebrows a little bit more here.
is looking for a salon. Is looking for a salon. Oh shit.
Okay, here we go. Keep adjusting those. And see here.
Salon cargo ship. And you wait.
I don't like that one being used, actually. I didn't make a second hand. I kind of regret that now. I could do so.
And yet wayward cargo.
All right.
Wayward cargo handler. Cargo handler.
I'm gonna put a bone halfway in between here because there's probably going to be some subtle repositioning. Or not so subtle repositioning. Subtlety for me? Are you sure? Nah, probably not.
And they're off. They're offering more.
All right, there we go.
Offering more money.
Oh, that to them more.
Money than this. Than this. Iraq.
Ooh, we've kind of jacked that up somehow. What's going on here? Seems to have gotten a separation going on. Not exactly sure what happened there. Change that over just a slight bit then.
Iraq. Iraq.
All right.
Iraq is birth.
I don't think he's gonna put his arms too much. Not quite a lot of his arms check. Yeah. Shoulder right. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Let's reset that view and let's hit save. Check this Spumate animation. All right, go. Oh, still savings. Give it a second.
The word is out across the entire sector. The Empire is looking for a Salon cargo ship and a wayward cargo handler. And they're offering more money than the Sandy Rock is worth.
Yeah. Beautiful. Alright, let's add a few blinks in here, shall we?
The word is out across the entire sector. The Empire is looking for people.
He blinks a lot with those eyes. He's got eye condition on. Look at those bags. He's not sleeping enough. Gosh. Whew. Should probably see a physician about that. Maybe change his mattress. That brings me to our sponsor. We're sponsored. No. Sorry. Oh, no. We do not have sponsors. But if we did, that's where the ad would have went.
Sandy Rock is worth. More money than Sandy Rock is worth.
Ah, there we go. Properly wagging bow tie as well. All right, that's excellent. Pow. Okay. So there's not going to be a lot of animation back here for the Smarth and Slexus, but there will be some. Almost like just blinks, just to kind of say, hey, we're still alive here.
Across the entire sector.
Okay. Go on to 5. Let's go to 6. Let's change up the eye quotient here.
The Empire is looking for
Another blink.
is looking for a Salon and
Some subtle movement from Smarth here.
ship and we work hard. Work hard, go handler.
Put another blink in here for Mr. Smarth.
We were cargo handler, and they're offering more money.
Let's break this rule for just a second here.
Bring more money than this Sandy Rock.
There we go.
Is worth Sandy Rock is worth. Rock is worth. Rock is.
Oh, something happened there. I accidentally hit the body turn. Hit the body turn. Thanks.
Worth. Rock is worth. Rock is worth.
Alright, there we go. Alright, right, hey, that's some background animation for Smart. All right, let's get Alexis's. I don't think she's going to be shifting around too much. No, I don't think so either. But I don't know. She might a bit.
The word is out across the entire sector. The Empire is looking for salon cargo. Empire is looking for a salon cargo ship. Wayward cargo. Cargo handler. Cargo handler.
Let's go back to her eyes here. Maybe.
Cargo handler. Cargo handler. And they're off. 3 more money. Money than the Sandy Rock is worth.
There we go. Alright, let's put a few blinks on this, and we will be fine.
Word is out across the entire sector. Wayward cargo head. The Sandy Rock is worth.
There we go. All right. I think we've got it all where we need it to be here, animation-wise. So let's start rendering out these guys and then put them together in After Effects. All right. So let's hide that background and let's hide Smarter Than Spumante. Just have Selexis here. Let's go to Reset View and let's hit save one more time. Okay, let's go to Export Animation. Export Image Sequence. And we're going to go to the wrong one. Episode 3 and to shot 188. And we need a render folder. Renders. Pow. We're going to select that one. Okay. And we're going to go _C. C sounds for Selexis. Okay, while that's going, we'll go ahead and get Mr. Smar that lined up as well. Okay. Let's go to here. Let's go to export animation, image sequence. Choose the same path we just established. And we're going to put, and this one is SM plus mod. And we're also going to hit export that as well at the same time. Since there aren't a lot of complicated gradients and other things going on here, you can reasonably export several different layers at the same time, and it doesn't take all that much time. Now, if Guarantee was mixed in this, it would take extra long time because he's got all those gradients on his model. So mostly point gradients, I should point out. Anyway, let's just select Mr. Spumate, and let's go to export animation. And image sequence, we're going to choose the same renders folder, and we're going to say is SP. Underscore SP. Spumate. Boom. Looks like Mr. Smart is almost done rendering, and looks like the Lexus has finished rendering, and things are going quite swimmingly on that score. So let's go ahead and go to my After Effects panel, and we'll start getting this set up. Alrighty then, let's get back into our project. Okay, so we need a new file folder. This is shot 188. Okay, and here we're going to import in our audio file, once I find it, and our background. Okay, boom. And let's see here, we had 17 seconds? I believe it was 17 seconds. It was 17 seconds, right on. So, new composition, and we're going to call this one shot 188, and we're going to set that 9 that's currently at to 17 seconds. How? All right, let's get the background in there. Boop. All right. Yeah, okay. We'll do anything else. Let's go back to our previous ones and see what we've got here. Ah, yeah, see, okay, we've got... yeah, let's grab that shape layer there. Kind of a glare for the sun that's setting sun that's outside the window there. So we just need to hit the rotate. And need to put that right about here. And that gives us a little bit of a glare. Alright, and while we're waiting on that, we'll just go ahead and get the Smart Composite filter layer over the top of that. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to go to shape layer. Let's start grabbing some of our rendered characters. Spumate has finished rendering. All right, everybody has rendered, so let's grab Selexa. She is up first. Let's get her into shot. Okay, first thing we gotta do is not that. All right, there we go. Just right click and interpret footage. Change that from 30 frames to 24. Okay, now she's ready to come in. Okay, let's make sure the composite stretches the entire way. That's the other thing too. We've got to make sure that stretches the entire way off, and it does. All right, let's take. Okay, Selexis is there. Okay, so now we need to put a mask on her. That's probably too far back. And too close, too far back. Yeah, there's no happy medium. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go line up across the desk, and then she doesn't have a lot of movements beyond that, so we can just do that. And whoa, there we go. And there we go. Okay. Before we do anything else, what we're also going to do is we don't need that as a composition. Is we're going to go into this layer settings, and we're going to grab this inner shadow and this gradient overlay from the previous composition and paste it on here. Wow. We'll also do on the effects control the light sweep. Just grab that light sweep, and we're just going to copy that over here. Okay, now there's two of them. There doesn't need to be two of them. Why are there two of them? I'm not sure why there are two when there was only one originally. Okay, so there we go. So boom. See, there's light coming down from the ceiling, and then there's light, of course, from the setting sun. So, how? Okay, so now we need to, we're just gonna go back to project real quick, and let's bring in Mr. Smart. Okay, so bringing in Mr. Smart. Right click and interpret footage and main, and it takes 30 to 24 frames per second. Okay, now I'm gonna drop him in over the top. Okay, boom. Go ahead and hit paste, and guess what? We just pasted in the effect control that we had. All right, and we're going to change that over to run about there. And where is that? Set origin. Oh, dang it! The wrong one. Oops, nope. Ew. On the effect, the center of that is right there. Okay, there. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to go down to the layer styles, and we're going to grab the inner shadow and gradient overlay on Selexis, and we're going to take them up to Smart, then just paste those guys in. All right, now we're going to mask him out. We're going to grab the pin tool. I didn't say that last time. Sorry about that. And we're just going to go right along the desk. Oh, well, sometimes this can be difficult to do. So let's kind of see where the desk is at by making Smart transparent. There we go. This way we can follow the line of the desk a lot easier. There's a slight curve to this desk too, so that's not helping us either. Well, it's trying to get fancy. All right, now we're going to change this back up to 100. Boom, there we go. Teensy bit of adjusting needs to be done. Teensy bit of adjusting needs to be done. Here we go. Right back to there, to there, to there. Yes. Bam. All right. There it is. All right, now we just need get Spumate into here. What we also don't have in here right now is the Spumate wave file. So let's go ahead and drop in Spumate wave. Okay, so he needs to go to the 1 second mark. So he needs to start. And that's where we're going to start it out at. All right. Pow, pow, pow. Okay, now. Chrome YouTube channel. Yes, we all would love to do that. Indeed. Yeah. Okay, there. All right. Don't usually get much of a chat, but anyway. Okay, meanwhile, back in here. So we're going to grab Mr. Spumate himself. Let's grab those renders that we have. He is dead last in the list here. His canary yellow suit. All right, let's reinterpret that footage. Again, there's probably a way of doing this. Maybe there's a script or a setting somewhere. I'm not sure where that's at. I have looked, but I have not found it. It probably exists. I just have missed it. So let's fit up to 100 here. So see what we've got. Okay. Not bad. Okay, let's see what we got here. Those are the, I need the FX control layer for the light sweep. Because he'll get a little bit of that edging of the sun too. All right, there we go. But it's going to be on the opposite side. There we go. And that origin is set same. Ah, it is. Great. Marvelous. Very good. All right. Okay, so there we go. We've got our main characters in there. Let's get back to our project panel. I just like to have that up. All right. Let's see what this all looks like or sounds like.
The word is out across the entire sector. The Empire is looking for a Salon cargo ship and a wayward cargo handler. And they're offering more money than the Sandy Rock is worth.
Excellent.
Word is out across the entire...
Oops, sorry. Excellent. Let's get this composition into the render queue. Alright, and we are in the render queue. There you go. Okay, let's set this destination. And shot 188 is the destination that we are setting it for. Okay, well, there it is. Boom. Well, and it looks like we're over the 1 hour mark. So that's 2 scenes on a Saturday. A little bit of live stream here to show you the process. And as you can see, everything is rendering out quite well. Probably we'll drop these into Premiere so that there's a little bit of continuity. That's where I kind of know where I'm at in the in the whole process. As I'm animating, I can always look back at it and say, oh, I didn't have this guy over here. He needs to be over there. That expression needs to be this. A lot more chances to enforce that continuity. So that's what I tend to do. I tend to put them in line as I go along, and then there will be another edit pass where everything will be tightened up even further once primary animation is done, which is still quite a ways away. How far away? Well, I'd say there's probably about 100 shots. Since I do have quite a few shots done, there's probably about 100 shots left to do. So, and some of those are going to be frame-by-frame combat ones, which will take some time. But that will be at the dead end of the process. Dead end. Dun, dun, dun. What lies in store for our heroes? Well, combat, obviously. Spoiler. So, all right, well, that's a quick Saturday stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have questions, let me know. I'll feel free to answer them to the best of my ability. And like I said, this is how I do things. And how you, what works for you may be completely different. And that's great, because every animator does things slightly different. And whatever works for them, whatever gets that product out and whatever works for them, that's how that workflow should go. So, especially in the indie scene. At a company, it's quite a bit different, but... no, I am just an enthusiastic amateur. And that is it. So, all right. So, I'll try to do maybe another live stream at some point next week. We'll see how things go. And we'll see where we're at then. Hopefully, we'll be close to being done. Hope so. Like I said, the process is going quite well. So it's just kind of getting through just ginormous amount. It's only 20 pages of script, but the storyboards did stretch on for 41 pages. Oof. So, yes, that is my critical weakness, is not to be able to do a short story. So, all right.